One stream. Okay, what's up, everybody? I know I said last week that I would be doing another person stream, that I would be doing a Gen 3 Pokedex stream, and I finally got around to getting a Pokedex app, and I need to scroll down through to Gen 3. Actually, I want to talk about something real quick. When are we getting these Pokemon? Are we getting Mew? Okay. Mew. Crap. What did I do? Pokedex. I can. Are you kidding me? This is for Pokemon Showdown, which is like, it's basically a online Pokemon game. I don't know why this is I want Pokemon. I don't want. Okay, this is live, everybody. I can't edit this stuff out. Scroll. I had a couple more to ask about. When are we getting? If I can find it. Delibird in Smirgle as well, and Celebi. When are we getting those 4 Pokemon in Pokemon Go? I mean, we obviously know when we're getting Mewtwo, because we got Mewtwo now. So alright, this is where the actual Pokedex stream is going to start. We're going to start on Gen 3. Alright. First off, we have Trico. And if they do add in abilities, its 2 abilities are Overgrow and Unburden. And Unburden is hidden in the Pokemon games. The next up we have, which I believe will follow all other Gen starter evolutions. It'll cost probably 25 Trico candies to get a Growball. Growball, or however you say it, has the same abilities. It is a grass type. Same with Trico. The next, its final evolution is Sceptile. It's a grass type as well. And it has the same abilities. Base stat, it has an HP of 70 and attack of 85. Its speed's its best feature, which is, most grass type speed are their best feature. Alright. Let me X back. Oh wait, I could just hit Pokedex right there. Next Pokemon up is the Fire Chicken family. This is Torchic. It is a fire type. Its abilities are Blaze and Speed Boost. If they add in abilities, that's cool. I don't think they're going to. Next up is Combuskin. It is another fire chicken. Has the same abilities as Torchic, which it will probably take 25 Torchic candies to get a Combuskin. So its final evolution is Blaziken, which is fire and fighting. And the one move I hope they add is its first move right there, Blaze Kick. It really needs that as its charge attack. If you want to make Blaziken a meta gym attacker, you need to have it no Blaze Kick. That's just me. It's firefighting, and it will probably cost 100 Torchic candies. None of this has been confirmed yet. Next up is my favorite evolution, my favorite starter, Mudkip. Mudkip is water. Its abilities are Torrent and Damp. It evolves into Marsh Top, which is water and ground. It will probably take 25 candies, Mudkip candies, to get a Marsh Stomp. And its final evolution is Swampert. Swampert is water and ground. Its abilities are the same with Torrent and Damp. It will probably cost 100 Mudkip candies. Moving along, we are at a new dog type, which is Pure Dark. It is Poochyena. It evolves into Mighty Yenna, which is dark as well. It will probably cost 25 or 50 Poochyena candies. And the next... Okay, these 4 Pokemon to evolve, these 2, Zigzagoon and Poochyena, will probably be 25 candies. Because they don't have no... Thinking back to it, they don't have no further evolutions. Alright, Zigzagoon is the next one. It is a normal type. Its abilities are Pickup, Gluttony, and Quick Feet. And it evolves into Linoon, which is another normal type. Like I said, I'm not sure about the candies it will take to evolve those. But, next thing... Alright, Wurmple, which is a bug type. Wurmple can evolve 2 ways. We're going to go the Silicone route first. Which, Wurmple, this will probably take 12 and 50 candies to get. I'm just speculating here about how you get Silicone into Beautyfly was probably being discussed and worked on by Niantic. And then Beautyfly is the next one. It will probably cost 50 candies to get this. It is Bug and Flying. Next up is Cascoon. There's Silcoon and Cascoon. Kind of like in Gen 1, there was Metapod and Kakuna. This is a bug type. Its ability is Shed Skin. And then probably Wurmple and the Cascoon will be a specific way. Probably one will probably be attack higher than defense higher than attack. To get Silicone and Cascoon at 12 candies. And then last but not least is Dustox, which is Bug and Poison. The next up is the water and grass type Lotad. Then Lotad evolves into Lombre, which will be 50 candies. Since this is basically the Oddish, well, this is like Oddish in Gen 1. And then last but not least is Ludicolo. Ludicolo is water and grass, and it will probably cost 100 Lotad candies to get. Same with Seedot, Nuzleaf, and Shiftry. Seedot is a grass type. And it will probably cost 25 candies. 25 Seedot candies to get a Nuzleaf, which Nuzleaf is grass and dark. And then another good attacker I expect when Gen 3 rolls around is Shiftry, which is grass and dark, which will probably more than likely cost 100 Seedot candies. Then we have the Spearow of this generation, which is Tailo, which is normal and flying. And that will probably cost 50 Tailo candies to get a Swellow, which Swellow is normal and flying. Then we have the water flying Pokemon Wingull. And then it evolves into Pelipper, which is water and flying as well. And it will more likely cost 50 Wingull candies. And we have everybody's favorite Psychic type in Gen 3. Ralts, which is Psychic and Fairy. Then we have Curlia, which will probably cost 25 Ralts candies to evolve into. I had to think about it for a minute. Then Gardevoir will take 100 Ralts candies. Gardevoir is Psychic and Fairy. Curlia is Psychic and Fairy as well. Next up, we have Surskit, which is Bug and Water. Then Masquerain, which is Bug and Flying. And it will probably cost 100 Surskit candies. Then, here comes some other good attackers and defenders. Shroomish is a grass type, which will evolve into Breloom, which is a grass and fighting type. Breloom will be a good gym attacker in Gen 3 of Pokemon Go, whenever they decide to release it. Now, Slakoth, which is a normal type, evolves into Vigoroth, which will probably cost 25 Slakoth candies, which will evolve into Slocking, which will probably cost 100 candies. Slocking, I expect, will be the Chansey of the Blissey of Gen 3. You can see its HP and its defense. I mean, them are base stats for the video games. Next up is Nincada, which is a bug and ground type. Then Nincada evolves one of two ways, which Gen 3 has a lot of these where they evolve different ways. And Nincada evolves into Ninjask and Shedinja. I'm not sure how Niantic will make it to where he evolves into each. Excuse me. Next up is Wishmer, which is a normal type, which is a 3-stage evolution. Wishmer evolves into Loudred, which will probably cost 25 Loudred candies. Then Loudred evolves into Exploud, which will probably cost 100 Wishmer candies. There's a whole lot of new Pokemon this upcoming generation for Pokemon Go, and it's exciting. Next up, we have Makuhita, which is a fighting type. Makuhita evolves into what I believe will be another good gym attacker, Hariyama. Because people, they'll still stack gyms, they'll still put Blisseys in gyms, and Hariyama is a fighting type, which I believe Hariyama will take 50 Makuhita candies to get. Next up, we have the baby form of Meryl, Azurill, which is normal and fairy. Nothing really to say about it there, but Meryl will become a 3-stage evolution, which will cost Azurill and the Meryl will be 25. And Meryl and the Azumarill will probably be 50 candies. Then Nosepass, which is a Pokemon that has an evolution in a later generation. It will evolve into Probopass. Nosepass is a rock type. Rock types are good in this game against a fire type, like Moltres are Arcanine, them raid bosses, basically. Next up, we have another normal type, and Skitty. Skitty is a one-stage evolution that it has one stage it evolves into, and it's Delcatty, which is the normal type as well. Delcatty, I believe, will take 50 Skitty candies to get. And we have Sableye, which it does not evolve, but it's dark and ghost. Then you have Mawile, which is steel and fairy. And Mawile does not evolve either. Then we have Aron, which is steel and rock. Which Aron will probably take 25 Aron candies to evolve into Aron, which is steel and rock as well. Then Aggron, its final evolution, will probably, which is steel and rock, which will probably take 100 Aron candies. Then another interesting typing for this one is Medite. It is fighting and psychic. Medite will probably take 50 Meditite candies to evolve it into its final evolution, which is Medicham. Medicham is fighting and psychic, which Medicham will be a good attacker as well. Alright. Next up, we got Electrike, which is an electric type. Electrike evolves once into Manectric, which Manectric is an electric type. Manectric will be another good attacker, especially against water types. It will probably take 50 Electrike candies to evolve Electrike into Manectric. Plusle is another one that does not evolve. It is an electric type. Manoon is the same way. It's an electric type. Basically, it looks like a new version of Pikachu, and it doesn't evolve. Both of them do. And next up on the Pokedex for Gen 3 is Volbeat. Volbeat is a bug type, and it does not evolve as well. Elamise is a bug type, and it's in the same category. It does not evolve. And then we have Roselia, which is a grass and poison type. Roselia gets a baby form and a Badoo in another generation. Then it gets Roserade, its final evolution, as well. So Roselia is like Murkrow. It evolves in a later generation. Next up, we have Gulpin. Gulpin is a poison type. Gulpin evolves once into Swalot. Swalot is a poison type. To get a Swalot, you either catch it in the wild, probably when Gen 3 comes out, or evolve it, which will probably take 50 Gulpin candies. And I suspect Gulpin and Swalot will be like Muck and Grimer. Impossible to find. Then we have an interesting two I really like. Kervanha, dark and water and dark. Then Kervanha evolves into Sharpedo, which is water and dark as well. Sharpedo, which will probably take 50 Kervanha candies. Then we have Pokemon, two Pokemon I've honestly, specifically the next evolution. Walmart is a water type. And Walmart evolves into Wailord, which will probably take 50 Wilmer candies. Waylord is one that is humongous. It's saying 14.5 meters. So, how will Niantic make it to where Waylord fits in the gym? That's a good question. Next up is Numel. Numel is a fire and ground type which evolves into Camerupt, which is a fire and ground type as well. Camerupt will probably take, to get a Camerupt, it'll probably take 50 candy. Next up is Torkoal. It's fire, does not evolve. Spoink is a psychic type that evolves once into Grumpig, which is psychic as well. Getting a Grumpig will probably take 50 Spoink candies or catching it in the wild. Next up is Spinda. Spinda's a normal type, does not evolve. Next up is Trapinch, which is a ground type. Which Trapinch evolves into Vibrava, which is a ground and dragon type. Getting a Vibrava will probably take 25 Trapinch candies. And Trapinch's final evolution is Flygon, which is ground and dragon. Getting a Flygon will probably take 100 Trapinch candies. Next up is Cacnea, which Cacnea is a grass type that evolves into Cacturn, which Cacturn is a grass and dark type. Getting a Cacturn will probably take 50 Cacnea candies. Next up is another normal and flying type called Swablu. Swablu evolves once into Altaria. Altaria is dragon and flying. It will probably take 50 Swablu candies. Next up is four that don't evolve. Zangoose, which is a normal type. Seviper, which is a poison type. Then Lunatone, which is rock and psychic. Solrock, which is rock and psychic. Then we get into Barboach, which is water and ground, which evolves into Wishcash, which is water and ground as well. Wishcash, getting a Wishcash will probably take 50 Barboach candies. Next up is Corphish. Corphish is a water type that evolves once into Crawdont. Crawdont is water and dark. Getting a Crawdont, evolving it will probably take 50 Corphish candies. Next up is Baltoy, which is ground and psychic, which evolves once into Claydol, which is ground and psychic as well, which will probably take 50 Baltoy candies. Next up is Lilip, which is rock and grass. And Lilip evolves once into Cradlily. Cradlily is a rock and grass type. Getting a Cradlily will probably take 50 Lilip candies. Next up after this is Anorith, which is a rock and bug type. Anorith evolves once into Armaldo, which is rock and bug. It will probably take 50 Anorith candies to get an Armaldo. Next up is Feebas, which Feebas is a water type. Feebas evolves once into Milotic, which Milotic is a water type. This is one they've speculated might take 400 Feebas candies to get a Milotic. or probably 50. Not sure yet. Next up is one that doesn't evolve. Castform's normal. Kecleon's a normal type, doesn't evolve. Shuppet is a ghost type, doesn't. It evolves into Bayonet, which is a ghost type. Bayonet, evolving a Shuppet into a Bayonet will probably cost 50 Shuppet candies. Then we get up to Duskull, which is a ghost type, which then evolves into Dusclops, which will probably take 50 candies. Dusclops gets another evolution in another generation. It evolves into a Dusknor. Next up, Tropius, grass flying, doesn't evolve. Next up is Chimecho, which is a psychic type. Chimecho has a baby form that's introduced in a later generation, but as of now, it doesn't evolve. Next up, Absol, dark type, which is probably a good gym to defend attacker. After Absol is Wanot, which is a psychic type, which is Wobbuffet's baby form, and getting a Wanot to Wobbuffet will probably take 25 or 50 Wobbuffet candies. Next up, we have Snorunt. Snorunt is an ice type that evolves into but in the current gen coming up, Gen 3, we're looking at Glalie. Glalie is an ice type. This will probably take 50 candies, because to get a Frostlass, we have to have I done forgot how you get a Frostlass. I think it's a specific item. So, yes. Alright, next up is Sveal. It's an ice and water type. Next up is Celio, which will take 25 spill candies to get. Celio is an ice and water type. And after that is its final evolution of Walrein, which is ice and water as well. And it will probably take 100 spill candies. Next up is Clamperl, which has which is a water type. It has 2 evolutions. You'll have to have 2 evolution items. Huntail is a water type. Goriabus is a water type as well. You'll have to have the evolution item, which you'll probably get at a Pokestop, to evolve into one of those with 50 candy. Next up is Rellincalf, which is water and rock, and it does not evolve. Then after Rellincalf is Love Disc. Love Disc does not evolve either. Love Disc is a water type. And then we have, there's 2 Dragon Evolutions in Gen 3. Trapinch and Bagon. Bagon is a dragon type that evolves first into Shelgon, which is a dragon type, which will probably take 25 candies. And then its final evolution is Salamence, which is dragon and flying, which will take 100 Bagon candies to get, more than likely. Oh, we don't have much left. Next up is Beldum. I'm just going to do the rest of these on the screen right here. Next up is a Beldum, which is still in Psychic. Then Beldum evolves into Matang, which is still in Psychic, which will take 25 candy. Then Metagross is still in Psychic. It's its final evolution. That will take 100 candies. Then we have Regirock, which is rock. Regios, which is ice. Registeel, which is steel. And these don't evolve. They're the evolutions. They have a Latios, which is Dragon Psychic. Latios, Dragon Psychic. Latios, Dragon Psychic. Kyogre, Water. Groudon, Ground. Rayquaza, Dragon, Flying. Jirachi, and Deoxys. Jirachi is still in Psychic, and Deoxys is Psychic. That is the Gen 3 Pokedex. I hope you guys found this stream informative. If you watch it later on, I hope to see you guys in the next one. This is Mitch Lake signing off.